Good morning, everybody. We're going to talk about basically just a simple old chart called XRP, which is absolutely pumping hard. We knew it was going to pump. We knew this last week. There was a few doubters out there. You know, there was people that criticised me when I spoke about the algo bullish chart, which is all borrowed from the XRP bullish chart. And then on Sunday I said, oh, XRP to $3, and people didn't believe me. They couldn't take it. Not everyone. In fact, I have to say the majority of the people who watched it did believe me, because they've seen now, haven't they? They can see that me and XRP get along just fine. So what is it that we're looking at? What is it we're waiting for then? So we're sitting currently now at $2.83. That's where the candle is right now. So if we think about our little candle, where it's going to take us to $3, it's less than 6% now. Less than 6% to hit that holy grail. And that was only from the video I made literally like 3 days ago. Unbelievable. And I'm not saying I have any influence over this. It was just apparent that it was going to run this way. So what's going to happen from there? Is it possible? Can it possibly go higher from there? Let's have a look at the weekly, because this is something that I was talking about last night on the Patreon. And I don't want to upset or disturb anybody about what it is that I'm seeing here. But it's something to think about. Now, I very much believe that the markets are going to continue up generally over this year. But as you're all aware, markets are choppy. We had this huge move up, we had this reasonable move down, we've had a nice recovery so far, and we're heading towards the previous all-time high on a wick basis. You know, as far as candle bodies are concerned, we've already had a candle body all-time high print on this candle. We just haven't closed it yet, and so we are looking for a new all-time high at this price or higher on a candle body basis on a weekly, and that's what counts for a lot. I remember when this happened, because that's basically where I got the money for my mortgage, believe it or not. That was where I fell in love with crypto. I basically couldn't believe what happened to me. But this time around, it is different. There is more money involved in it. It's really, really thick volume, and volume counts for a lot. And what we're seeing here is a very peaky money flow index read over here, which was basically 94, and we're generating a lower high here while we're generating a higher high. So what's going to happen here is that this will print some bearish divergence, which means that after this week, whether we print here $3, $3.50, $5, or wherever it wants to go, you'll have a single drive of bearish divergence on the money flow index on the weekly, which is normally a sign, a significant sign of like a top, really. And this is unfortunate, really, because, and again, you know, we're going to look at lots of altcoins, and this might be that XRP peaks earlier than the rest, or just has a temporary peak, and then comes down a bit more. And again, it's just a single indicator that generally plays out quite well. We saw it over here, bang, bang, and we saw this peak over here, and we consolidated about 30%. So we might be seeing the same again. We might be moving all the way up to 310, 320, and then we might see a pullback. Maybe a pullback to the previous high, maybe down into the mid twos, maybe down towards 2. Might be a big one. So I'm here to ruin the XRP party by saying that we're going to, at some point, well, I'll say at some point, on Monday morning, next Monday, when the weekly is closed and a brand new one opens, from next Monday, at a higher price, we will have a warning sign. And we might want to think about what that might mean. I mean, most of us have been in from the lows, you know, significant lows, you know, 30s, 40s, 50s. So, yeah, that's a 10x. And a 10x is an appropriate place to maybe shave some profit, right? You don't want to get too greedy. You do want to get some profit, come on. But, you know, overall, when it comes to the overall cycle, there should be a lot more to go. So it's your call. It's your call. I, for one, have had for a long time now too much XRP. There's not such a thing as too much XRP when you're the parabolic powerhouse of the altcoin market, but you do have to take some profit at some point. So I think, depending on how things look next week, I will take some of my chips off the table. Just some chips. I've got an enormous hodl bag, and I mean an absolutely enormous hodl bag. I might take 10% from that. I might realize that profit for 10% of everything, all the XRPs that I've got. Now you might think, oh, you paper-handed mother. Well, you can call me what you like, but if we get that, which we probably will, it's a warning sign. And 10% is really very small, isn't it? If you think 10% is nothing, from a percentage point of view, but that 10% from a fiat point of view is actually quite a lot. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to do that. I don't know what price it's going to be, but I would imagine pushing towards the previous all-time high, but not quite there. So I'm thinking like 320, 310, 320 thereabouts. We'll see how we go. So there's your XRP. I know that sounds, you might think, oh, I tuned in, I was getting super excited, and now you're telling me to sell? You're telling me you're selling? Yeah, I'm selling 10%. Let's have a think about Ethereum though, because I still believe this alt season is just getting started. We looked at loads of altcoins last night on the Patreon. I suggest you join if you want to do that type of thing. We look at loads of altcoins pretty much almost 2 hours on a Tuesday and a Friday. And look, this is basically not dissimilar to pretty much the vast majority of altcoins. Any altcoin that looks like this, that's retaining its price action above the 200 exponential and simple, is bullish. Right, it's bullish from a low zone. So this is the lowest you'd be looking to get in on this chart, based on a daily, and looking for a turnaround, an immediate turnaround. Same thing would be on a weekly. So this is like a little key here. If you're above the 20 weekly, it's the same kind of vibe, long-term vibe. But if you're above the 20 weekly, you've come down to revisit it, then you're looking for it to turn around from here. So the daily and the weekly on Ethereum look like it wants to bounce and continue up. And that, again, is over a longer period of time. So I'd say reflect on your altcoins. Have a look at them. If they're doing that, if they look the same, they should benefit from whatever Ethereum's doing and probably outperform Ethereum, just from a simple matter of volume and liquidity, stuff like that, small order books. If they're not doing that, man, it might be... I'm not gonna... It's up to you what you want to do with it. But rather than going through every single altcoin under the sun in one day, I'm just going to give you the criteria. If it looks like Ethereum and responding like Ethereum, it's going to probably behave like Ethereum, but better. So I'm going to lay it out once again for the millionth time. Alt season. The Bitcoin's next low, then alt season, then more evidence for an alt season, then XRP moving up to $3. A random video on HBAR, and the alt season begins on this low, which was yesterday. So there's nothing much more I can say. This is the deal. All right, I'll just pack up and go. A mic drop, and we'll see how it goes. I'm not right until I'm proven right. This doesn't prove anything. This is still the very first day. Like I said, when we saw that pullback on was it Monday? Yeah, it would have been Monday. The alt season, if it's going to start from anywhere, it's going to start from here. So this is it. We're looking at boring old Ethereum right now, and we're currently up 10% from that video, from anticipating the next low, recognizing the support, limit orders filling, 10% up. We should be looking for continuation now. Right, that's it. Nothing more to say. I'll see you on the Patreon if you want to join. There's a link in the description below. Or you can join the Telegram. Again, links in the description below. Other than that, I hope you have a nice day and take it easy.